Things sure were slow at the real estate today. How'd you come along?
Like a whirlwind. I'm doing a collection of horror stories. Now I think I'm going to call these Through a Door Darkly. And these are going to be complex, gut-wrenching stories about, well, there's the cheap kind of horror where you can just go for the gross, but this will have a little bit of gross, but it'll have much deeper and soul-shattering type of decisions that they have to make, and the characters will be very fleshed out, very developed, even in these short vignettes, Yeah, I've already got 5 of them done.
Oh, that's wonderful. A collection of horror stories. Oh, I thought you were working on a novel.
I'm doing that too. I got the novel going. I work alternately on them, whatever the brain kicks out, I just chug it right out. Yeah, the novel. Bridge to Nowhere. This is going to be the masterpiece. I can see this as a movie. How I've always had a visual mind. I can see this as a complete movie. That's the way it's coming to me. Everything is so colorful and visual. It's easy to write this. I've got 3 chapters done on that one.
Oh, wow, you're just taking off like a rocket.
Yeah, it's beaut.
Joel, why are you so edgy tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rue, honey. I've got these characters in a mess I don't know how to get them out of. I was going fine, coming almost to the middle of Bridge to Nowhere, and it seems like I got every character backed up against the wall, and I don't know how to get them out of it now. I'm having a slump. I don't know, maybe I've used all the water in the well.
Oh, no, it's just a little touch of writer's block, probably. It should pass. Maybe you've been in too much. You weren't used to being home this much, and you took to it like a duck to water, but, you were so used to being in and out down at the office and, meeting with clients and everything. This is a big change. I just think it's amazing you've done as much as you have.
Yeah, well, I guess that was the first blush of getting into it, the initial enthusiasm. Some of that's past now. I've sent off a couple of the horror stories and got no response yet. But those are coming along pretty good. I've written a couple more. See if I can get a bite on one of them, then I can peddle the whole collection. I'd rather do that than sell them separately, but it's however the ball bounces,
Well, yeah, of course, you gotta, get the fish on the line where they'll bite, and, the bigger things can always come later. Well, what seems to be the thing that usually breaks the block? Would it be like maybe we should take a little trip or something?
No, I don't think so. I'm not one to believe in running away from your problems. It's got to be faced for what it is. Well, I was putting out at prime time there, It's bound to hit a plateau. That's normal.
Well, yeah, of course it is. I think you've just been working too hard, and, you've been too focused on it. Maybe you need to lay off a couple of days. And
you know me. I got to have a routine. You got to approach writing like a business. I don't believe in getting into this and getting into all kind of temperamental prima donna type writer mood things. I've tried to approach it like a business. I write a certain number of hours in the morning. I do lunch. Then, a few chores that have to be done, and then back to the word processor again, the computer. Yeah, well, I started on the word processor, and I sure like that computer a lot better. Yeah, I'm glad we went ahead and invested in that. But that worries me too. This career I'm supposed to be succeeding in is costing us a lot of money. First the word processor, then the computer. You ain't sold any houses for a while. We're using that money up rather fast.
Oh, there's plenty left, you know. We're certainly not wasting any. I mean, you stay in your pajamas most of the day, and you're, just nose to the grindstone right there at your work, and you're not really eating all that much. And well, I come home and eat lunch with you sometimes, and then sometimes I eat lunch out, but we're sure not squandering anything.
No, but you don't have to squander, these days when it takes two incomes just to break even. I guess that's getting in the way a little bit. It's hard to keep personal life out of the thing. And then sometimes I go the other way. I get so completely lost and involved in the lives and the actions and the doings of the characters. It feels like my own life is going bye-bye, It's kind of hard to keep a foot in both worlds. Of course, you're not a writer, so you wouldn't know.
Well, no, I'm not really a writer, but I certainly understand them. My dad did some writing, and I've always kind of been exposed to him. I understand the temperament, and sometimes it's certainly not easy to deal with, as my mother would often remind me when Dad was on one of his gloom trips, with the writing and shouting that it has to take a masochist to do all that rejection and everything. No, I do understand that, and it's just sometimes hard to know quite the way to help a writer. The nature of the thing is so isolating, and you have to lock yourself out, and then I guess it's hard to come back.
It is hard to come back. You'll be talking to me about some kind of thing that's going on there at the office with some of those people, and I'm genuinely trying to listen and take an interest, but at the same time all this stuff's going on in the subconscious about a mess that one of me characters is in. I'm trying to get him out, and it's hard to shut that down and really be alert, and you have to forgive me if I didn't seem always to be there.
Oh, I know you're there, but you're not there. Well, that's how Dad was so many times, and so it's not exactly a strange thing to me. And, remember I used to read all your stories and be so thrilled and try to get you to send them out more, but I don't know, you were kind of shy about doing it.
Well, I was young and insecure, and I just had all that stuff on my mind about, making a living and getting entrenched in some kind of money thing. Money slave, everybody is. It's too bad we weren't born rich and idle. Funny, all the rich people never seem to want to do anything creative, but play golf or something. Why is that?
I don't know. I've often wondered. They've got all this time and money, and then there's so many people that would just love to have that time and money put together just to get a couple of hours of creative hot fire going there. I don't know. We live in an imbalanced world, I guess. And are you going to work more on it tonight? I mean, you've been up till past midnight for, I think, too many nights.
I don't know. It depends on inspiration. You got to go with it when it's coming. You got to rush there and catch it down on the paper, or the screen, which serves as the paper. You got to catch it before it flies by. And that's why I wind up in there till 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Then I'm all bushed out the next day, and I don't know. It goes the way it goes. Anyway, what would give a big lift is a little encouragement from the outside world. A little nibble, a little bite, a little reality. There are some bucks coming in other words.
Well, Joel, you know, we've talked about it before. The hardest thing about doing anything artistic is the long wait between the reward. You know, the payment is could be sometimes years, or sometimes in cases never. The reward's supposed to be in the joy of the process.
Oh, yeah, there's joy in the process, all right. Sure, if there wasn't, I sure wouldn't be doing it. Neither would anyone else. But there's nothing like getting a nice fat check in the mail to boost your confidence and give you some inspiration.
Well, I know, but, you know, I guess there has to be this working through the patience type thing.
Yeah, maybe you should try a little writing yourself, see how easy it comes to you.
Oh, not me. No, certainly not yet. I mean, I've flirted with the idea before, but I've just never really been able to sit down there and focus that much. I haven't had a prime idea, you know, to... Oh, I have some ideas now and then. They kind of flit by like butterflies, but nothing really that lit, you know, and stayed there with me.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Different people have their different methods of writing and different stimuli and different perceptions of how to go about it. I try to do it like a business, but yet, you know, it's sometimes kind of hard to be creative on cue. I sit down there sometimes right after breakfast and try to plug myself in like, okay, create now. It didn't always kick in that fast. But I know how to do a little warm-up period to kind of prime the pump, so to speak. Sometimes I write a couple of pages and throw those away, and then it gets chugging along.
Well, I think you're just doing great.